the Riot Games stuff is pretty hardcore. What's going on with Riot Games right now, and a lot of people are talking about this in a multitude of different ways. So what's essentially happening right now is that Riot Games has a system that I believe is called Vanguard. You can correct me if I'm wrong on that. I believe it's called Vanguard, and it's essentially a system that could detect a certain level of hardware cheating that is currently affecting cheaters right now that are claiming that Riot Games is bricking their computers by utilizing this system, okay? Thank you so much for watching this video, and if you guys want to see more content like this, make sure to hit that subscribe button and join me every single day, 9 p.m. over on the main channel, where you can catch me live every single day, 9 p.m. Eastern. I hope to see every single one of you there. Now back to the main video. So Riot then decides to troll the cheaters by making a post where they said, and I quote, "Congrats to the owners of a brand new $6,000 paperweight." So you can see the hardware here that got bricked because, or got affected because they decided to do hardware cheating. And apparently it didn't get like bricked. So apparently what it does is it makes it so that you essentially have to reinstall your operating system in order for it to work again. Which again, it's like obviously highly inconvenient. But you got felt it. That's really what it is. The cheaters got felt it. Now, this does bring a certain level of conversation to the table, because people thought with Riot's post that they were basically saying that they were going to brick your system, which that's really fucked up, and that's not legal. I don't think that's legal to do, right? I don't think that's legal to do at all. To the point where Riot then had to come in with their own statement, which we're going to go over in a second. But people took their statement as they're bricking computers, which blew up the entire internet into this conversation of essentially like, you guys are not allowed to do that. That's highly illegal. Like, imagine installing essentially a malware on your system that could brick you at any moment, you know? So if you look here, Riot Games quote tweeted this, where it says, "The game is Valorant. The anti-cheat system is Vanguard, VGK. And it says, today's Vanguard's anti-cheat update blocked the majority of DMA firmwares using SATA and NVMe. VGK suddenly triggered an IOMMU restart warning in-game, after which the DMA firmware becomes completely unusable, even without the game running or after uninstalling Vanguard. The only fix for it is a full operating system reinstall," right? It's using IOMMU to create read blocks, which permanently breaks the majority of almost all SATA NVMe's firmwares once triggered. Even the advanced H2 board got affected as well. Confirmed firmware block by its gamer doc. So if you look at some of this stuff here, you can see examples of what exactly goes down. You can see in a Discord, it says currently all VGK firmware has been blocked by IOMMU. Customers within the warranty period should wait for an update. Seems H2 is not working on Valorant after the VGK update. It says, "No, I would look into it. Spoiler me, is blah, blah, blah. All this SATA NVMe shit blocked. Yes, slowly rolling it out, though, but essentially it's cooked. Thank God." And then a whole bunch of screenshots here showcasing the error that they would get with this particular update. So somebody says, "Grok, explain to me in simple terms why this is a big deal." Vanguard's update targets hardware cheats, DMA services that cheaters use to directly write and read Valorant memory outside the game. These are expensive, hard-to-detect tools. The update forces an IOMMU security check that bricks the cheat firmware. It stops working even after closing the game or uninstalling Vanguard. So the cheaters essentially got major felted. And I will always be against cheaters in multiplayer video games, okay? I will always be against them. I am against the idea of a company being able to brick your PC because their emotions got whatever, like, or their EULA or whatever. Like, the EULA is not a legally binding agreement. They should not have in a sense that they should not have the ability to brick your computers. But that's not what's happening here. All right, they're not bricking your computers. They're bricking the cheating hardware and the cheating components that are being utilized to avoid their standard anti-cheat. That's what's happening here. So in that regard, I think that they're I think that they are getting felted and they're just not happy about it. Now, let's go back really quick. So again, they quote tweeted this. They said, "Congrats to the owner for the brand new 6K paperweight." And now they had to kind of respond because at this point, the thing has gone so viral that people thought that they were bricking computers. Now, here's one thing I will say about this situation is that anti-cheat software is not 100%. Okay, it's not. I know that for a fact because I don't cheat in Counter-Strike, even though people swear that I do, and I can prove it if you want me to. But at the end of the day, there are situations where if I get a headshot way too quickly, or if I get a headshot on multiple people way too quickly, it's happened like twice to me. VAC will absolutely remove me from the game. It's happened twice to me. And I remember specifically what had happened twice. And I was playing with a friend, and I was like, bro, I just got removed. He's like, no way, why? And I was like, I don't know. It said VAC removed me and banned me from the server. Now, granted, I wasn't banned from the game, but I got kicked from the server for whatever reason. Now, I don't know if somebody manually kicks me, that it counts as like a VAC kick or whatever. I'm not sure how that works. But ultimately, I got kicked twice from VAC for whatever fucking reason that may be. But otherwise, it's fine. Not a big deal. So every once in a while, you're going to get a situation where somebody who's innocent is going to get potentially banned or potentially hurt by this. And that is what's concerning, because if they're going this far, if Riot Games is going this far, I worry that this could potentially affect someone innocently. But they say that that's not going to happen. So let's read their statement, and you tell me whether or not you believe them or not. So it says, well, that escalated quickly. There's been a wave of claims by cheaters about Vanguard bricking their PCs. So let's clear that up. I like how they say by cheaters, because they know it's mostly just the cheaters. The photo we posted, hold on, sorry. Vanguard does not damage hardware or disable your devices. The photo we posted is a picture of cheat hardware devices that are sold explicitly for cheating in Valorant, not normal PCs or PC components. Through our latest updates, Vanguard now makes those devices worthless for Valve, but does not in any way brick PCs or PC components or PC software. Our latest update enforces standard platform security features like the input-output memory management on accounts identified as using direct memory access cheating devices. These protections are already part of modern systems, and when enabled, they block DMA cheating devices such as those shown in the photo from accessing memory in downstream applications like our games. If a cheating setup continues attempting to cheat after those protections are enabled, the system may generate hardware faults or instability. This is expected behavior under IOMMU when attempts are made to read protected memory. Disabling that allows the cheat device to function again, but the device will still be required to play our games. The IOMMU will be required to play our games. This means the cheat device won't work with our games, but your PC isn't bricked. We would not and cannot impact your PC's functionality in any other fashion. So they essentially admit that this is illegal, right? In the sense of like bricking computers, it is illegal for a company, or at least I believe it is anyway, for a company to brick your computer. They don't have the means to destroy your property because you cheated in their video game, right? They have the means to try to stop you from cheating, but ultimately bricking your computer is not something they have the means to do, right? However, I also do not necessarily believe that they are 100% innocent. I do not believe that there aren't people out there that are not going to be, unfortunately, mistakenly affected by this. Is it few and far between? Probably. But I just don't think that this is going to be 100% foolproof, because nothing is foolproof whatsoever. Nothing in this world is 100% proof from anything. But anyway, the functionality only applies to systems attempting to use DMA cheat devices, and players who are not using DMA-based cheat setups are not affected. We'll keep investing in anti-cheat to protect competitive integrity, and we'll keep being as transparent as possible about how those systems actually work. So ultimately, guys, this whole situation exploded all over social media, and people were responding like crazy. Your new post is crazy. You casually say we're not bricking anything. while leaving out that people are having to nuke their entire operating system just to get it up and running again. I had to wipe mine. I lost my AI girlfriend. I spent 7 years building. Oh my God, no. Stop the trolling. Riot Games says, does Vanguard physically damage hardware? No. Does it impact hardware or software in any way unrelated to games? No. Are normal players affected? No. Why target? Like, this, honestly, this sounds like a legal jargon. This sounds like something where a lawyer probably got involved and said, you guys need to make a statement ASAP. You need to put out like all this ASAP because this is not looking good. Like, this is essentially, like, this is spreading so far, so fast that you could get yourself in some pretty bad trouble where people will think about suing you and all that stuff. Now, whether or not it actually goes anywhere, that's something different. But I'm just saying, at this point, it seems like they put this out there to protect themselves because it was spreading so far, so fast. That's what I think is happening here. I'm affected by this. How do I fix it? Look at the smugness, bro. Look at the smugness, bro. Whoever wrote this, bro, this is such a pompous response. I'm affected by this. How do I fix it? Well, to continue cheating in other titles with this, bro. Bro, they automatically assume you're guilty. They assume you're guilty. They're like, well, if you want to continue cheating with this device, you may simply disable IOMMU in the BIOS in the same place that you enabled it. Of course, you still won't be able to play our games with these cheat devices enabled. That's such a fucking smug. That is such a smug response, bro. I feel like they said this with like drinking a coffee mug with their pinky up. You know what I mean? They're like, well, sir, if you want to continue being a cheating son of a bitch, you can do so on your own time. It's crazy, man. That's insane. Why did Riot joke about bricking PCs? This definitely is a lawyer response right here. Why did Riot Games joke about bricking PCs? They say we didn't. The paperweight comment was about Valorant cheat devices that no longer work in Valorant. No hardware is being damaged and no other functionalities are impacted. This was a lawyer response right here, in my opinion. I'll tell you this, guys. With the level that these anti-cheat systems are going, once you start going to the level of like potentially kernel level cheat, you know, anti-cheat, once you start going to that level, they absolutely can do certain things to your system. They don't want you to know that. They don't want you to be thinking about that because they just want you to play the game. But they absolutely can do certain things to your system. Or at the very least, they absolutely can pull certain information from your system. Maybe not everything, but they absolutely can. But still, they don't want you to think about that. They don't want you to believe that because they want your money, right? They want you to play the game and they want you to, especially with Riot Games, they want you to buy their fucking skins. These are the people, guys. These are the people that have $300 League of Legends skins. Are we really talking about fucking morality here? Are we talking about a company that may or may not potentially utilize this access for doing something naughty? Come on. You know what I'm saying? Like, all I'm saying is I think it's fair. I'm not saying agree with the cheaters because I don't, but I'm just saying I think it's fair to say when you have this level of power over somebody's system with this level of anti-cheat, I think it's fair to say that there could be casualties of war. That's all I'm saying. That is all I'm saying. I think there is no reason to believe that there can't be casualties of war in this scenario, and I think it's unfair to ignore that possibility because nothing is 100% foolproof. Nothing whatsoever in this world, you know? So anyway, that's basically it for the Riot Games situation. Are they bricking PCs? They say no. And the cheaters say yes. It's up to you who you want to believe in this scenario.